Welcome to the program ज्ञान से कल्याण. Hello my dear friend, स्वागत है. Today we are going to discuss registration under GST law, tax invoice, debit and credit note, account and records, electronics, way bill, return, payment of tax, refund and audit. So, this is the procedural compliance under GST. Very important topic, registration by means of question and answer. So, my dear friend, see, first question, what is goods and service tax GST registration? What is the threshold limit for registration under GST? So, hello my dear, here is the answer. GST registration is the process of registering with GST, Goods and Service Tax Department. The registration under GST is a permanent account number based and state specific GST identification number. GSTIN is a 15-digit number and a certificate of registration incorporating the GSTIN is made available to the applicant upon registration. The first two digits of this number will represent the state code. The next 10 digits will be the PAN number of the taxpayer. The 13 digit will be assigned based on the number of registration within a state. The 14 digit will be Z by default. The last digit will be for the check code. And interesting, registration under GST is not tax specific, which means that there is a single registration for all the taxes, that is CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST and cesses as well. For certain businesses, registration under GST is mandatory. If the organization carries on business without registering under GST, it will be an offense under GST and heavy penalties will apply. Registration of any business entity under GST law implies obtaining a unique number from the concerned tax authority for the purpose of collecting tax on behalf of the government and to avail input tax credit for the taxes on its inward supply. Very important. So let us see the threshold limit for registration under GST is explained here. The first, for supplier engaged exclusively in supply of services or both goods and services. So here the registration is mandatory if aggregate turnover exceed for the normal category state rupees 20 lakh, for a special category state like Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura it is rupees 10 lakh. For supplier engaged exclusively in supply of goods, so state other than a special category state rupees 40 lakh, Pondicherry, Telangana rupees 20 lakh. A special category states like Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh rupees 20 lakh, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura rupees 10 lakh. So if the limit crosses, registration is important, needed. Next, very important second question. What are the documents required for registering under GST? So answer is here. The main document required differ for individual and organization Applicant must furnish several documents to complete their registration GST registration process successfully. The document required is shown in the given table. For sole proprietor and individual, the document required are individuals or owners PAN card, photograph of owner, address proof, bank account information, individuals or owner Aadhaar card. For LLP and partnership, partner's address proof, bank detail, partner's PAN card, deed declaring partnership, partner's photograph, proof of registration for LLP, principal address, proof for the business, proof of appointment for the signatory authority, the authorized signatory Aadhaar card. So now we are proceeding to the next very important organization, that is company. So for company, PAN card belonging to the company, PAN card of all company director, company's primary address proof, company's bank account detail, proof of signatory appointment, PAN card belonging to the signatory, articles of association and memorandum of association, signatory Aadhaar card, incorporation certificate from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, all directors address proof, board resolution, appointing authorized signatory, any other proof of appointment of authorized signatory. Hello, my dear friend. Let us see for Hindu undivided family, bank detail, owner's photograph, address proof of the business, HUF PAN card, and family partridge PAN card is required for registration. And interesting. So now we are coming to the next very important question. That is the third question. What is the effective date of registration under GST? Very important. Remember it. When a person take registration within 30 days, this day, 30 days from the date he is liable to get registered. The effective date of registration is the date person is liable to take registration. जिस दिन से registration जरूरी हो गया था. However, if a person take registration after 30 days from the date he is liable to get registered, the effective date of registration is the date of grant of registration. For example, Mr. Anil is liable to get registered on 1st October 2022. Case 1, if he takes registration on 25th October 2022, the effective date of registration will be 1st October 2022. Case 2nd, if he takes registration on 5th November 2022, the effective date will be 5th October, 5th November 2022. Now we are proceeding to the very important next question. What is the voluntary registration under GST? Voluntary registration is self-registration by the dealer in order to get listed within the GST framework. It is applicable for those who are not within the parameter of registration and are not required to register in the GST. All the rules and regulations and prohibition inhibited by the GST rule book will be applicable to all those voluntarily registering same like a normal taxpayer and will have to strictly comply with the provision asserted on all. And interesting. Now let us move to the next very important question. Question number 5. What are the benefits of voluntary registration under GST? Answer is the benefit of voluntary registration is enumerated here. The first very important benefit is provide input tax credit to customer. Since your business is legally recognized, you can issue taxable invoices. Buyers in turn can take input credit on their purchases. This will help expand the customer base and make it more competitive. Second very important point, take input credit. Voluntary registered person can take input credit on their purchases and input services like legal fees, consultation fee, etc. This will eventually increase their business margin and profitability. Make interstate sales without any restrictions. Businesses registered under GST can make it interstate sales without any restrictions. Thus, it widens the potential market for SMEs. These SMEs can also opt for selling their goods online through the e-commerce platform. Next, fourth point is be compliant and have good rating. Registration for GST will ensure that the business is compliant and scalable without any barrier of future registration. Also, under GST compliance, rating will be maintained, and if this is done correctly, it can attract additional business. Better understanding, a registered business will find it much easier in other business areas such as getting bank loan, renting premises, etc. And interesting. Now let us take the final question. What is tax invoice? Very important. Answer is here. Invoice is invoice in simple term is nothing but a document specifying list of goods sent or services provided and a statement of the sum due against those items. Invoice is a document recording the terms of an arrangement already entered into either orally or on a paper. An invoice does not bring into existence a sale agreement but merely records the terms of whatever arrangement that may have been entered into by the parties involving the subject matter. GST requires that a tax invoice or bill of supply to be issued before or on the occurrence of certain event or within a prescribed time. Therefore, an invoice is required for every other form of supply such as transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, or disposable. This all called supply. GST allows seamless flow of input tax credit ITC across the supply chain. One of the fundamental pillar of GST is checking the input tax credit claims for which data of all invoices to be uploaded and matched. GST system is backed by the strong IT support from Goods and Services Tax Network GSTN for matching such data. GSTN 6. All registered dealers shall file invoice-wise details in order to do such matching. Every registered taxable person under GST supplying goods or services is required to issue a tax invoice for all such supplies affected. The word every registered taxable person clearly specifies that issuing tax invoices is a compulsory under GST law. However, government may notify some other document for certain category of services. For example, bus tickets, bank voucher, etc. Thank you very much. Not forget, like it, subscribe it, forward it,